Hey there, fellow wanderers. Tonight we arrive in the heart of one of the most captivating civilizations in human history, Imperial China, and step straight into the bustling grandeur of Chang'an. Picture yourself winding through crowded streets, lined with red lanterns and painted shop signs. Bells chime softly overhead, horse carts rumble across stone roads. Merchants call out their wares, silks, tea leaves, carved trinkets, and spices carried from far beyond the horizon. Incense curls lazily in the air, mingling with the scent of sizzling dumplings and sweet rice cakes sold from street stalls. Chang'an was no ordinary city. With its markets, temples, palaces, and narrow alleys full of secrets, it thrived as the crown jewel of the East. A place where the Silk Road ended and stories from 100 cultures began. It pulses with life, both organized and chaotic. And if you think modern cities are overwhelming, you probably wouldn't survive a day here without getting wonderfully lost. So before we drift into this living tapestry of empire and energy, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if stories of crowded markets, sacred scrolls, and imperial rhythms spark your imagination. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from, and what time would the Chang'an gates open for you? Now dim the lights. Let your fan hum like wind through silk banners and temple eaves. Let's begin. You make your way through the throngs of people, trying not to stumble on the uneven stones beneath your feet. It was a skilled dance, not to accidentally bump into or offend someone with even a simple gesture. The streets are tightly packed, the people moving like a single flowing river, and you can't help but appreciate the deftness with which they navigate their world. In Chang'an, maneuvering through the crowds is just the beginning. Segue into a marketplace where the sensory overload reaches its crescendo. Colourful banners hang overhead, swaying gently in the breeze. Stalls brimming with ripe fruits, carved jade, and colourful silks invite closer inspection. Yet, in this bustling heart of commerce, prices can be as fluid as the river. A single misstep on your part, and you could find yourself fleeced. It's a world where haggling is an art, one that an outsider like you might find bewildering. History tells us that Chang'an was indeed a melting pot, drawing people from across Asia and beyond. It's easy to spot the diverse threads of cultural exchange in the faces and languages of the marketplace. Traders from the West, adventurers from the North, and scholars from within China, all mingling in curious harmony. Historians still argue whether or not Chang'an was the largest city in the world during its peak. As you wander through its streets, it certainly feels as if it could claim the title. Chances are, if you weren't prone to sensory overload before, you are now. Dodging sack-laden donkeys and stepping gingerly over piles of waste, sanitation wasn't exactly 5-star in Imperial China. You start to appreciate the fortitude of the city's residents. The tanners, dyers, and metal workers toiling in their workshops, spewing a concoction of acrid smells into the air, add a vivid undercurrent to your adventure. Meanwhile, in this bustling hive of activity, you encounter one of the city's more fringe quirks, the Beggars' Gang. They are an intriguing, if not unfortunate, facet of the cityscape, plying the streets with an air of mischief. Many of them maintain a kind of order amongst themselves, but step into their patch, and you might find your purse mysteriously lighter. Despite this, their presence weaves into the fabric of Chang'an, watching over the streets and narrating silent stories with each outstretched hand. Amidst the hustle, you find a moment's respite by the tranquil waters of the Qiang Pool, an artificial lake that provides a scenic reprieve from the urban clamour. It's an excellent spot to ponder the societal dynamics that shape this world, or perhaps simply to rest your aching feet. As the day progresses, the sounds of growing hordes crescendo into an intense cacophony, signalling the need for an earthen retreat. Perhaps a duck into a nearby tea house will offer solace and insight into the local customs of refreshment. Here, tea is poured as a sacred ritual, the leaves unfurling gracefully in steaming water. To partake means more than just slaking thirst. It's about understanding the essence of camaraderie and tradition within Chinese society. Despite being entangled in a rich tapestry of opportunity and intrigue, life in Chang'an requires adaptation, a deft skill in understanding its rhythms, or simply accepting that life moves on a distinctly different chord from the comforts of modernity. You're likely to find yourself immersed in a world both strange and serene, inviting and overwhelming. an ambient hum of life that provides a backdrop as timeless as the tales that it conceals. And here you stand, soaking it all in, a silent observer of a world long past yet alive in tales whispered through ancient streets. Would you last a day in this place of paradox and poetry? Recognizing the city's vitality and complexity is perhaps your first challenge, but don't worry, there are countless stories yet to explore, and your journey is only just beginning. Now, stepping away from the bustling streets of Chang'an, you find yourself confronting one of the most celebrated and lucrative industries of Imperial China: silk production. The mere thought of silk conjures images of luxury, exquisite garments that flow like water, and a textile that defined an entire era of trade. However, you, immersed in this historical narrative, swiftly realize that producing silk is no genteel affair. Instead, it is a laborious and intricate process involving patience, precision, and a touch of serendipity. Imagine the scene. Vast mulberry fields stretching out to the horizon, leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. These trees are the lifeblood of the silk industry, their leaves the sole diet of silkworms, the tiny architects of this luxurious fabric. You tread carefully along the paths flanked by these lush trees, capturing glimpses of silkworm farmers tending, carefully plucking the fresh green leaves for their invaluable caterpillars. A seemingly mundane task, yet one loaded with purpose and skill acquired over generations. You navigate your way to a cocoonery. Imagine a modest structure, humming with an almost sacred silence, where thousands of silkworms are in the process of spinning themselves into opalescent cocoons. It's a delicate operation. The workers move with an agility honed over years to ensure that these worms remain undisturbed. The scene is almost hypnotic. You could easily lose yourself watching the silkworms slowly weaving their silk threads. Historians still argue whether these cocoons were sometimes considered tiny treasures, as each one holds about a mile of silk thread, a startling fact that underscores the effort behind every ripple of silk fabric. Within these cocoons lies your next task, an intricate art form tilted towards skillful hands. The process of extracting silk is both fascinating and somewhat gruesome, as each cocoon must be boiled or steamed to unravel the precious single thread without damage. The air fills with a peculiar earthy scent as workers untangle and reel the fine silk strands with an efficiency that belies the incredible complexity of their work. While handling these miraculous threads, you might be tempted to marvel at their sheer strength and elasticity, qualities that have captivated kings and commoners alike. You can almost feel the laborious energy seeping through this industry, an invisible current uniting those whose lives revolved around its output. But what's a fascinating endeavour without its fair share of eccentricities? A quirky tale echoes through the weavers' community about how, during the Song dynasty, it was trendy for the aristocrats to don garments dyed with a special hue that resembled rotting pears. A novelty leading to pranks where unaware observers took to sniffing the wearers. One misstep, and you might find yourself in a fabric faux pas, a reminder that fashion has always been as unpredictable as a court jester at a banquet. As you wander further, your gaze falls upon the tailors, the artisans who take on the next leg of silk's journey. They sit, expertly wielding needles with deft hands, stitching together tapestries and fashioning garments so fine that royalty themselves covet them. It's here you see the transformation of thread to fabric, an imaginative dance of colour, pattern and form, each piece narrating stories of heritage and innovation woven intricately and with reverence. The balance of production demands constant juggling. The tailors operate side by side with traders eager to export their goods to far lands. Thus, silk becomes not just cloth, but a symbolic thread intertwining economies and echoing prosperity throughout the ages. Amidst all this harmonized chaos, you ponder where you might fit in such an enterprise, a world distinct from modern conveniences and conveniences you've grown accustomed to. Surely, amidst cocoons and looms, you'd find yourself either lost, entangled in strings, or perhaps with an aching back, gaining immense appreciation for the artisan's endurance and dexterous craft. Yet here you stand now, awe-stricken and somewhat flustered, having realized that in this grand tapestry of Imperial China's silk industry, surviving even a day demands a robust blend of skill, patience, and an understanding of the delicate impulses that bind this community together. With a newfound appreciation of silk's origins, you gently set aside your reflections as you retract your step from this vibrant tableau. There are countless other tales that lie in wait, eager to unfold in the next chapters of our journey together. You've merely threaded through a single facet of an ancient civilization, with endless revelations awaiting your embrace. Leaving behind the silken threads of production, you find yourself plunging into an intricately brewed world of warmth and tranquility. Tea, a cornerstone of Chinese culture and society. From the urns of bustling tea houses to serene tea ceremonies, the humble tea leaf commands a realm as significant as it is nuanced. It's not just a drink, it's an art, a social lubricant, and a ritual threaded through everyday life. Picture yourself within the walls of a traditional tea house, a refuge from the chaos of the city streets outside. Here, light filters gently through delicate lattice windows, casting soft, shifting patterns across polished wooden floors. The air hums with quiet conversations and the occasional clink of porcelain. You sit cross-legged, surrounded by others gathered for the respite these fragrant brews provide. While today's coffee shops are the default backdrop for social interaction, in Imperial China it's the tea house that holds this esteemed role, a sanctuary where ideas flow as freely as the brew itself. As you breathe in the rich aroma enveloping the room, your senses awake to the complexity and subtlety of the leaf's transformations. Tea is served with careful deliberation, its presentation an unspoken language of respect and hospitality. Each cup tells its own story, its flavour an echo of the region it hails from, tinged with nuances of the climate, soil and craftsmanship imbued in its making. Tea, as you come to understand, is more than a beverage. It is central to the art of conversation. Discussions brew as fervently as the steamy infusion in your cup, spanning tales of local happenings to scholarly debate. You chuckle quietly as you recall that on occasion, patrons become so passionate that their exchanges morph into the medieval equivalent of today's angry tweet storms. Indeed, tea houses were where the pulse of the community was often felt most strongly, an informal hub of news and ideas. You're introduced to the cultural intricacies involved in serving tea, how precisely it is poured, how vigorously it is brewed, the manner in which it is presented, all reflect a hierarchy of social interaction. While the uninitiated might consider it whimsical fuss, misunderstand these rituals, and one could stumble into unintended impoliteness, a slight faux pas akin to using the wrong fork at an elaborate dinner party today. Remember that cheeky reality check from earlier? You probably wouldn't make it a day here. Without mastering the elements of proper tea etiquette, you may find social standing as fragile as a tea leaf crushed between hurried fingers. Indeed, tea etiquette became so influential that in certain circles, a poorly executed pour might tarnish one's reputation as effectively as any scandal. Dive into the quirkiest side of tea culture, and you uncover stories of mythical proportions. There's a curious legend about Emperor Shennong, who, while traversing his lands and boiling water to drink, had tea leaves drift into his pot serendipitously. This serendipitous brew is said to have remarkably quenched and invigorated him, an origin story bridging the realms of mythology and reality. While historians still argue whether this tale holds any truth, it nonetheless underscores tea's hallowed place within Chinese culture. Furthermore, you'd bear witness to the scholarly debates tea has sparked over centuries. Scholars and tea aficionados debated its merits and criticized excesses, contemplating its role in moderation versus hedonism, an age-old thematic undercurrent common to many cultural gems. For you, an outsider observing these timeless exchanges, it is an exercise in appreciating how the mundane is elevated to philosophical musings. As evening falls and the tea house comes alive with vibrant conversation and camaraderie, you begin to feel a kinship with those gathered around you. It becomes apparent that tea is more than leaves and water. It's an experience layering tradition, communication, and introspection. Your journey from the silk markets to this fragrant haven illuminates another facet of a civilization that, though ancient in its origins, pulses with enduring relevance. Tea, as ephemeral as the steam rising from your cup, offers a quiet yet profound glimpse into the soul of a society rich with history. You find yourself leaning into its warmth, eager to absorb more of its lessons and stories. As you sip the last of your brew, you cherish this fleeting moment of peace, before pressing onward, for countless narratives await among the shadows and whispers of Imperial China. As you rise from the comforting aura of the tea house, your journey takes you to the realm of invention that helped shape both the flow of information and the very fabric of cultural exchange. papermaking. Your footfalls echo softly as you cross into a world where the alchemy of pulp and water gives birth to something marvelous and, at the time, revolutionary: paper. In the context of Imperial China, paper transforms into a vehicle not just for ideas, but for preserving art, history, and administration. You find yourself in a paper workshop, an embodiment of both science and art. The air is humid, redolent with the scent of slurry, and you spot artisans, sleeves rolled up, immersed in the delicate craft of papermaking. Each movement is deliberate, optimized through centuries of honed expertise. The process requires both patience and precision, as you will soon find out. The craft begins with raw materials, typically bark, hemp, rags soaked and beaten into a pulp. You watch as thin layers of this mixture are spread deftly across fine sieves, allowing excess water to drain away, leaving behind a film of fibres. Without a doubt, you perceive the quiet, meditative grace in this labour, the artisan's hands moving rhythmically as if in silent prayer. It's time for you to try your hand at this laborious craft. The task is deceptively simple, yet you quickly discover the myriad of decisions and instincts involved, and a dip of the sieve requires a sensitive balance, mindful to produce sheets of uniform thickness. Much like trying to bake your favourite dessert, it looks easier than it actually is. You can't help but muse over this critical juncture in world history, when China advanced from bamboo scrolls to paper, revolutionizing the dissemination of knowledge and art. While papyrus dominated Egypt and parchment graced medieval Europe, it was paper that fueled an empire's administration and scholarly pursuits. The sheer scale of paper's impact is astounding. Laws, poetry, governmental decrees, all transcended time because of these sheets. Beyond the pragmatic, paper in ancient China also wrapped itself in mystique. Emperors deemed it sacred. Some sheets bore spells and incantations believed to ward off bad spirits or to bring fortune. A lesser-known tale speaks of the divine paper, reputedly used in rituals where its ethereal nature bridged the mortal and spirit realms. This adds an intriguing dimension where tradition and superstition blend. Yet, mastery of this craft requires more than skill with pulp. It involves grasping the intricate relationships that govern industry and innovation alike. Treading carefully through this labyrinth of creation, you realize that papermakers don't just manufacture a product. They perpetuate the very essence of knowledge's transmission across generations. Engage with the more whimsical facets of paper's journey, and you'll find tantalizing tidbits like how imperial courts had a penchant for perfumed paper that exuded delicate fragrances, a means to charm even the tightest-lipped courtiers. You hear whispers about an ancient emperor supposedly sending love notes inscribed on petals of scented paper, romantic gestures transcending the ages for their luxurious personal touch. As you continue to observe, you also encounter scholarly debates swirling around the exact origins of papermaking. Was Kai Lun, the celebrated eunuch of the Eastern Han dynasty, truly its inventor, or merely its most famous promoter? Historians still argue whether alternative methods existed independently in other parts of the province prior to his innovations. Nonetheless, paper's rise is undeniable. Each sheet that emerges from this workshop is a testament to ingenuity, embodying a convergence of science and art, craftsmanship and imagination. Here, in this paper-scented haven, you find solace in an otherwise complicated tapestry of existence, a place where thought takes tangible form, ready to journey across time and cultures. As you leave the workshop, freshly created sheets hanging to dry flutter gently in the breeze. You nod in silent acknowledgement. Your understanding of this era further deepened. As a modern traveller in this ancient land, you carry with you the recognition that paper did more than ignite a thirst for literacy. It propelled humanity forward, ensuring its complex narratives endured well beyond mere lifetimes. With a heart full of stories and inspiration, you prepare to delve into your next adventure, curious to uncover what other marvels await in this ongoing exploration of Imperial China. Each step you take is a step further into a rich history, each turn revealing facets that challenge and transform your understanding not just of this world, but of your own. Leaving the dampness of the paper workshop behind, you step into a realm where education, ambition, and grit converge, the world of the imperial examination. In Imperial China, success in these examinations was the linchpin of social mobility and respect, a process both revered and feared for its intensity and prestige. You find yourself in a grand hall, the air charged with the anticipation of eager minds, each aspiring to alter the course of their lives through intellectual merit. Imagine standing at the entrance of such an examination hall, rows upon rows of austere wooden cubicles stretching into the distance, like an endless library of human thought and potential. Each tiny room barely accommodates a single person, encapsulating the sense of isolation and focus required for this monumental task. As you step inside, the shuffle of papers and the soft scratching of brushes on paper surround you, a symphony of scholarship. Before you truly appreciate the weight of this undertaking, consider the candidates, those hopefuls who travel vast distances for the mere chance to take these exams. For many, the days and nights leading up to the tests are nothing short of intense, reflecting months and sometimes years of ceaseless study. You see their faces, marked by a spectrum of determination and fatigue. The subject matter is drawn from Confucian classics, vast works of history, philosophy and politics, all condensed into cryptic questions, designed not just to test recall, but also interpretation and insight. Here, historical fact reigns as candidates grapple with translating age-old teachings into visionary responses. Yet remember, just passing isn't the hallmark of success. Excelling beyond all others is what's necessary to win coveted positions within the bureaucracy, roles that promise stability and influence. You venture to imagine yourself as one of these candidates. Are you prepared for the rigors of this intellectual marathon? Envision digesting convoluted tenets of Confucian thought while tackling essay prompts demanding profound insight and nuanced critique. Exams lasting several days, broken occasionally for scant periods of rest. The pressure mounts as each answer, inscribed with brush and ink, magnifies the consequences of either triumph or failure. Amid widespread expectation, there's also room for quirkier elements within this setting. Stories abound of desperate aspirants sneaking in mnemonic devices and, on occasion, anecdotes of divine interventions blessing the worthy, adding layers of mystique to this formidable event. You hear of one tale where a candidate, exhausted, supposedly dreamt of scribes whispering answers to him while he slept, only to awaken with newfound clarity and vision. Where ambitions run high, so too does deceit. Subterfuge is not beyond those coveting success, leading to written exams taken under the watchful eyes of no-nonsense invigilators, whose sharp glances may well identify a cheater before their trickery can yield fruit. It's a world meticulously scrutinized for fairness, though, as with any system, rumors of cheating occasionally surface, revealing both society's pressure and human fallibility. The scholarly debates remain fertile, adding to this academic mosaic. Scholars still puzzle over the effectiveness of these exams in selecting candidates of true merit, raising critical inquiries about balancing academic prowess with practical governance skills, a contention echoing into contemporary debates about education systems globally. Despite any flaws, the examinations stand as a testament to the ideals of meritocracy, presenting a rare opportunity for those outside noble birth to reshape destinies and societal hierarchies. Here, within these hallowed spaces of learned aptitude, individuals engage with the timeless pursuit of knowledge, a pursuit reflecting both their own destinies and that of the empire they aspire to serve. As the examination halls begin to clear and weary candidates spill onto the streets, you catch glimpses of relieved smiles interspersed with burdened frowns, the polarized end of an equal journey. With the hustle of new opportunities in front and the shadow of trials behind, the city hums with a transformative energy, emblematic of a society entwined with learning and innovation. Contemplating the scope of this academic hurdle, you recognize the profound impact it continues to impart upon the framework of society. Your time in this intellectual arena widens perspectives, helping to unravel the entwined tapestry of aspiration, education, and power in Imperial China. With the end of the examination looming on the horizon and your curiosity unsated, you step forth towards fresh horizons, ready to unfold the myriad stories still waiting within this era's embrace as you continue this illuminating journey through Imperial China's depths. Having navigated the cerebral labyrinth of the imperial examinations, your path now takes a turn towards the heart of opulence and architectural grandeur, the Forbidden City. This isn't just a palace, it's an entire empire encapsulated within walls, a symbol of centralized power and authority. Standing before the gates of this sprawling enclave, you feel the weight of history upon your shoulders. As you cross into the Forbidden City, the vastness of its expanse astounds you. Here, you enter not just a space, but a world unto itself, a place where the balance of power will decide whether you thrive or flounder. The air carries a distinct chill, mingling with an undercurrent of anticipation and reverence. Move through the Meridian Gate, and you're instantly waved into an architectural masterpiece where every beam and tile tells a story. The grandeur of the open courtyard stretches out wide, with barracks, halls, and terraced pavilions, each narrating the empire's tales of glory and intrigue. Your eye is drawn to the Hall of Supreme Harmony, its sweeping roofs glistening under the sun. It's the epicenter of grandeur, where power is both consolidated and diffused like light through a prism. Imagine yourself amid royal processions, delicate silk banners rustling in the wind. Lavish ceremonies take place in this very courtyard, moments so intense that even time cannot dull their echoes. But beware, this isn't just a stage for grandeur, but a labyrinthine maze where whispers reverberate through the palace walls with the potency to elevate or undermine. Within the Forbidden City, courtiers pull strings like seasoned puppeteers, where alliances bubble beneath the surface, fragile and fickle as a monarch's favour. As an outsider, you stand at the mercy of this volatile hierarchy. One false move, and you could find yourself in twists of court intrigue, as complex as the city's maze-like structure. Historians still ponder the exact dynamics between emperors and their advisors, whether the latter ever truly wielded control from behind the scenes. The unsung tension between power and authenticity offers a timeless playground for speculation, a critical scrutiny behind the scenes of imperial pomp. Yet, even in the midst of political plays, moments of quiet beauty persist. Venture deeper, and you uncover serene gardens set within the city's core, their quiet elegance a welcomed escape. These hidden enclaves contain more than manicured flora. They are the emperor's personal retreats, where nature is sculpted for reflection and artistic musings. Here you truly appreciate the duality of power, the commanding outer court balanced by the introspective inner sanctuaries. It's crucial to navigate the cultural nuances fluttering like whispers on the wind. Observing the artistic expressions that bloom within the court, from poetry and painting to music and dance, indicates how creativity flourishes even under the watchful eye of authority. Yet for all its grandeur, the Forbidden City has its own peculiarities. Imagine tales of overzealous eunuchs who, in their quest to demonstrate loyalty, sidle too close to imperial whims, a reminder that proximity to power often brings its own perils. One story involves a hiatus forced upon the agency of eunuchs when they took elegance too far by dictating imperial fashion, until even the emperor stepped in to restore balance. Indeed, there's more than meets the eye amidst these halls. Though imposing on their own, the staggering assemblage of rooms and quarters, combined with a fleet of officials, reveals the complexity beneath the surface. It's a dance of discipline and devotion, a journey of maintaining favour and understanding the nuances of protocol, all while remembering not to tread upon any unseen toes. As you wander, your perspective gradually shifts, no longer seeing just the grandeur, but unearthing the breadth of human stories that compose this monumental palace. Here, lives intertwine with the complexities and causalities of their time, leaving footprints on stone pathways trodden by emperors past. Yet, realizing your place as a mere visitor within this vast construct, you carry with you the essence of the stories still residing in these ancient halls. You are reminded that the allure of the Forbidden City isn't simply its opulence, but the veiled intricacies entwining society and sovereignty. Intricacies that consistently beckon deeper understanding. Having gently unwound the tales sewn into the spaces around you, fresh as newly minted poetry, you prepare to step outside the confines of this imperial world. A wealth of new chapters awaits as you continue your evocative journey through the many lives and legacies woven into the fabric of Imperial China. Each story as vital a thread as the last. From the ornate halls of the Forbidden City, where grandeur intermingles with ambition, your journey takes a tranquil turn. You venture into the world of calligraphy, an art form revered and deeply woven into the cultural fabric of imperial life. Here, the rhythmic dance of brush on paper holds the power to transcend mere words and become an expression of the soul. Imagine stepping into a quiet studio, sunlit beams filtering through rice paper screens, casting gentle patterns across the floor. Tables are arranged with precision, each one adorned with the tools of this subtle craft: inkstones, brushes, and paper. The scent of ink permeates the air, a rich, earthy fragrance, inviting you to embrace this meditatively creative pursuit. The environment hums with a kind of silent energy, as if the walls themselves recognize the significance of the artistry that unfolds within. As you marvel at the array of artworks lining the walls, each scroll bears intricate black ink strokes that dance and flow like rivers across the page, depicting not just characters, but the essence of their creator. Calligraphy is more than writing, it is a manifestation of grace and control, a reflection of the artist's inner harmony. One can easily be captivated by the elegant beauty of characters cascading down the paper, an interaction of form and meaning, celebrating the symmetry of culture and intellect. Mindful of the ancients who crafted this art, you take up a brush yourself, feeling its supple tip yield gently under pressure. As you practice, each stroke is a delicate balance of strength and sensitivity, the course of the line shifting with the subtleties of your hand. Patience and focus become your allies. It's a world where every detail matters, and the interplay of ink and intention reveals more than just calculated precision. Each mark on paper is a step toward self-discovery. Encounter the lives of past masters whose names echo through the ages, the legends of calligraphy who embraced the brush as both tool and talisman. Stalwarts like Wang Zhizhi, whose preface to the Orchid Pavilion, rendered in the fluid, disciplined elegance, now immortalizes him as the sage of calligraphy. Scholars still debate whether his mastery was pure skill or innate genius, a testament to the compelling allure of this ancient art. But calligraphy's realm contains whimsy as well as solemnity. There's a light-hearted tale of a committed calligrapher who, after one too many celebratory toasts, found his hand too unsteady to continue. The mildly intoxicated artist had an epiphany of sorts, abandoning convention for playful expression, unleashing a stroke that broke tradition but somehow captured the beauty of spontaneity, creating what we might call drunken calligraphy. As you continue to apply ink to paper, a new layer of your understanding unfurls. Calligraphy, within its whispering serenity, requires balance, not merely of form, but also of thought and spirit. What seems at first a tranquil exercise soon unfolds as a profound discipline, combining mental clarity and artistic insight, a subtle reflection of a world steeped in philosophy and aesthetic restraint. Reflecting on its wider implications, you're reminded of calligraphy's impact in framing societal ethos. Once utilized as a means of broadcasting imperial decrees and cultural wisdom, it also evolved as a social connector. Letters exchanged between friends and lovers bridged distances and hearts, preserved in each flowing character. The artistry of calligraphy allows you to understand how it serves as both an instrument of record and a personal exercise in mindfulness. Each stroke is history in the making, a timeless echo of the past caught between the weight of ink and the featherlight flick of a brush, a blend of art and narrative that captures the imagination. As you set your brush aside, filled with newfound appreciation for what began as humble ink and paper. Remember, calligraphy is more than lines. It's a choreographed dance between tradition and expression. The words entwine your senses, much like the tea house conversations you experienced before, forging a connection across time. With each encounter in this resonant exploration, the narratives deepen. And so, your journey through the world of Imperial China continues, seeking out its stories, untangling its mysteries, and celebrating the layers of life left for you to uncover. As you prepare to step out of this peaceful studio, an ever-evolving dance awaits. A dance across art and history, destined to unfold as you wander deeper into this captivating land. Emerging from the serene studio swathed in ink and paper, you step into the vibrant social whirlpool of the Chinese tea house, a microcosm where whispers weave in corners and conversations crescendo in camaraderie. Here you'll find not just a place for respite, but a dynamic nexus of community life, a place alive with chatter and the clink of porcelain cups. Imagine entering a bustling tea house nestled in a quaint street, its wooden facade adorned with vibrant lanterns swaying gently in the breeze. Inside, tables are dotted with patrons of various hues, merchants, scholars, and travellers all crossing paths within this lively establishment. The room swells with warm, inviting aromas of roasted teas mingling with hints of ginger and jasmine, a sensory symphony rooted deep within the cultural essence of China. As you settle into your seat, A teapot is set down before you with practiced precision, made of sleek, polished clay that proclaims the teahouse's sophistication. Each sip of the aromatic brew transports you into the community's heart, a timeless ritual of storytelling and connection preserved through ages. In teahouses, conversations flow as eagerly as the tea, each encounter offering a unique glimpse into the tapestry of daily life. Eyes meet, and smiles are exchanged. An unspoken understanding passes between patrons as they recount familial tales, intricate legends, or the latest village scandals. It's here that words wield power, and the art of conversation can shape realities both public and private. Teahouses serve as an informal stage where social structures unfurl and unfold. Scholarly debates pulse with fervour, ignited by bottles of ink and riding the rhythm of logic and tradition. From Confucian philosophies to the matters of imperial intrigue, talks can morph from genial banter into effervescent discourse. It's not uncommon for gestures to grow animated, teacups raised or slammed down emphatically, even mirroring contemporary social media exchanges, with reactions often spirited and swift. Historians still argue whether the teahouse effectively birthed what we think of today as modern political discourse. But the cultural exchange epitomized by these venues is indisputable. In many ways, the teahouse was a precursor to the coffeehouses of Enlightenment Europe, where ideas brewed and intellectualism thrived. Yet among its intellectual and social exchanges, the teahouse also embraces peculiarities that defy convention. You might encounter a griot-like storyteller captivating a huddle with tales of ancient heroes and magical beasts, his voice resonating across the throng. Or perhaps witness a playful game of Go unfolding in a corner, where strategy is balanced with friendship on the black and white grid. Beyond its four walls, the gossip birthed within a teahouse resonates throughout the labyrinthine streets, borne aloft by the mouths of patrons, born deliberate purveyors of news and accidental gossips alike. Stories flit and flirt among marketplaces, courtyards, and city squares, knitting a society tightly bound by common threads of information. Inside such a venue, you gain a sense of social dynamics as natural as the brew, understanding how, even within a facade of shared sips and laughter, lines can blur, sparking friendship and facing off delightfully against heated debate. It's a place where words become the medium, deftly exchanged like the finest currency, leaving imprints on the very soul of the establishment. While sipping tea, you reflect on stories you've heard. One involving a travelling poet who, upon being challenged to entertain the crowd, ingeniously concocted, whimsically metrified tales until the surrounding tables resounded with cheers and applause. In these spontaneous acts, humour finds a serious purpose, revealing how laughter too is a shared binding tie. As day turns to dusk, the teahouse illuminates with the glow of lanterns, and conversations linger savouring dregs of the evening. You leave with echoes of stories and snippets of discussion swirling in your mind. The day has brought another insight into the alchemical blend of culture and community that characterises Imperial China, ongoing dialogues across a past that continues to reverberate within present. Rising from your seat, you step back into the cooler air of the encroaching evening, feeling a little richer for the encounters shared and stories told in that vibrant teahouse. With every step you take along this continued paean to history and tradition, new adventures beckon, inviting exploration and the unravelling layers of this remarkable civilization. One cup, one tale, at a time. From the convivial energy of the teahouse, your path gently meanders into the nuanced realm of traditional Chinese medicine, where the bond between nature and healing unspools with curious allure. In this chapter of your journey, you are invited to wander through a landscape where ancient wisdom meets the practices of herbal medicine, a practice steeped in philosophy and the intimate understanding of nature's pharmacopoeia. Picture stepping into an apothecary, a place awash with earthly scents and shelves brimming with jars, each holding secrets of nature's bounty. The room is a peaceful melee of textures and colours, from dried flowers and twigs to finely ground powders and smooth stones. The shopkeeper, an herbalist with grey-touched hair and eyes that speak centuries of experience, extends a hand, guiding you through this sanctuary of healing. In Imperial China, medicine is not merely a response to ailments, but a holistic approach to well-being, grounded in the belief of balance and harmony within the body and with the world. It's a complex interplay between the elements and the life forces they animate, an understanding that every herb, root and mineral carries specific energies and characteristics. As the herbalist carefully fills paper packets with dried leaves and roots, you recognize the craft's duality, scientific in its analysis yet poetic in its execution. Among the shelves you encounter reishi mushrooms stacked alongside delicate angelica roots, their healing properties central to everyday remedies. The herbalist explains that reishi is revered in creating balance and longevity, often sought by those weary of mind and spirit. Angelica, meanwhile, soothes maladies of the heart, a gentle balm in times of distress, the quintessential embrace from Mother Nature. Make no mistake, though mastery over these remedies requires more than mere knowledge of what heals and hinders, it demands the nuanced appreciation of individual constitutions and external influences, echoing the yin-yang harmony pervasive throughout Chinese thought. As you delve deeper, the herbalist imparts a story passed down through generations. A tale of a physician who cured an emperor of a persistent ailment, using only the leaves of the ginkgo tree, preserving both the ruler's health and an entire dynasty's legacy of wellness. As you wander through the apothecary, you ponder the quirks of this world, stumbling upon an unexpected remedy, crocodile dung, an unusual component featured in some treatment. While modern sensibilities might balk, this curiosity serves to remind you that the boundaries between what we consider medicinal and peculiar are often blurred by the lens of time and cultural context. Of course, with all ancient practices, the boundaries of belief and skepticism are fluid. Take acupuncture, with its meticulous insertion of needles to manipulate the body's flow of qi. Despite its widespread acceptance across cultures today, historians still puzzle over acupuncture's origins, ascribing its effects at times to alternative theories of the body's energetic highways or psychosomatic paths to healing. Through these debates, traditional medicine remains an enduring testament to the complex interactions between intention, belief, and practice. In this bustling apothecary, you sense the steady pulse of a tradition that honors both the art and science of healing, a practice continually evolving, yet guided by time-tested principles. However, navigating this intricate world requires caution, for remedies potent enough to heal can also, in excess or misuse, forge a path to harm, each elixir a double-edged sword, balancing benevolence and danger. As your curiosity deepens, you linger with the herbalist, learning the nuances in infusions and decoctions, charting the intricate dance of preparation from root to remedy. Sometimes, what seems like humble tea, through expert hands, turns into something that transcends mere refreshment, becoming a tonic for both body and spirit. At the end of your visit, you step out into the cooling air, the apothecary's warmth at your back, nursing a sachet of herbs cradled in your hands, a keepsake and reminder of the stories held in each leaf. In this pocket of knowledge and belief, you uncover another vital vein of life threading through Imperial China's existence, appreciating the myriad ways it bends tradition with exploration. Your journey continues, unfolding in layers, each one more enriching. As you move forward beneath the broad canopy of this ancient land's history, new avenues await, offering further exploration into the vast tapestry of life, where past and present are interwoven in timeless harmony, encouraging more discoveries and more tales yet to be told. As the aromatic scents of herbal remedies fade from your senses, you find yourself contemplating the ethereal realm of the mandate of heaven, a philosophical doctrine that underpinned the very essence of imperial rule in China. Walking through the corridors of history, you soon realize that this isn't just about governance. It's a celestial endorsement, linking emperors to divine authority and cosmic balance. Picture yourself standing beneath a vast expanse of sky, the ancient concept of Tian, the heavens arching overhead, like an inscrutable emperor's canopy. The mandate of heaven is not simply a divine right to rule, it is a responsibility as profound as the forces of nature themselves. This mandate, bestowed upon an emperor, is a celestial blessing, but one that hinges on maintaining harmony between heaven, earth, and human society. Imagine the emperor genuflecting at the altar of heaven, clad in ceremonial robes, performing intricate rites to honor these celestial forces. A deep hush permeates the scene, a profound silence where even a whisper reverberates like thunder. These rituals are not mere pageantry. They are perceived as crucial connections, aligning earthly endeavors with the cosmos. In every movement, every offering, The emperor reaffirms his sovereignty under heaven's watchful gaze. Yet, what heaven grants it can also rescind. The mandate of heaven rests on the principle that virtuous governance maintains cosmic harmony. Any transgression can invite natural disasters, famine or upheaval, a clear sign that the mandate has been withdrawn. This cosmic accountability ensures emperors remain vigilant, continually justifying their reign through benevolence and order. Despite its divine associations, the mandate of heaven serves as a double-edged sword. While providing legitimacy, it simultaneously sets a perilous standard by which an emperor might be deposed. Historians still grapple with how this concept flexed between being an empowering doctrine and a justification for rebellion, using heaven's displeasure as leverage for change. The rightful sway of the mandate shapes the empire's historical narrative, resonating through countless dynastic shifts, from the prosperity of Zhou and Han eras to the tumultuous decline that invited external pressures and internal strife. Imagine the lives entangled within these shifts, the commoners whose loyalty ebbs with the tides of imperial favor or revolt. Akin to a leaf drifting on the whims of a celestial wind, move deeper into thought, and you'll encounter tales that teeter on the brink of legend. Stories of emperors advised by skillful sages, the latter testing whether their ruler still harmonized with divine favor. One such account speaks of King Wen of Zhou, whose humble governance supposedly earned him the mandate through humility and virtue, despite external aggression. The more quixotic angles of this mandate weave through the annals of Chinese superstition, spinning tales of dragons coiling abundance around cities and phoenixes alighting only on imperial grounds. These mystical creatures symbolize heaven's approval, festive and majestic, yet signal impending change when absent or threatened, leaving humans to ponder the magic of symbolism entwined with reality. As you ponder the complexities of rule under this divine mandate, you recognize the myriad of human stories twining throughout the narrative, each one a thread in the fabric of history. The mandate of heaven also harbors a paradox. Its abstract nature invites interpretation, yet remains an anchor for duty, reminding rulers that their moral compass must forever align with a higher calling if they wish their lineage to endure. At the close of this contemplation on celestial authority, you prepare to leave this domain of philosophical musing and look forward to the next leg of the journey. The mandate of heaven leaves you not just with tales of grandeur and governance, but with the recognition of ancient wisdom defining the intricacy and ethos of Imperial China. As you step forward on this journey through one of history's grand empires, you stand poised to deepen your understanding further, ready for more reflections and revelations nestled within China's distant places and times, each fragment of history calling with a quiet insistence, yet undiscovered, yet fully yours to know. Leaving behind the celestial musings of the mandate of heaven, your journey takes a grounded turn as you step into the relentless cycle of toil and resilience, the life of a peasant farmer in Imperial China. Here, amid lush fields stretching as far as the eye can see, you become immersed in the rhythms of rice farming, a backbone of imperial sustenance, and an endeavor laced with both promise and backbreaking labor. Imagine the sun rising over an expanse of emerald green paddies, each square parcel of land a meticulous miniature ecosystem. The air is heavy with moisture, and the scent of earth and water fill your senses as you follow the footsteps of farmers beginning their day, their outlines silhouetted against the morning light. Rice farming, an enterprise symbiotic with nature's cadence, unfolds here with unwavering dedication. You stand in the middle of a field, observing the labor that defines daily existence. Bent at the waist, hands plunge into waterlogged mud, a task requiring both strength and finesse. What might initially appear as monotonous labor reveals a complex choreography as seedlings are planted with deliberate care. These farmers, guardians of an agricultural legacy, work with a rhythm that seems almost harmonious, dictated by nature's imperatives. Rice, more than just a staple, is the empire's lifeblood, feeding millions and underpinning an economy intricately tied to weather and water. The physical strain is stark a reminder of the tenacity required in converting Earth's bounty into sustenance. Despite the technological advantage some periods offered in terrace farming and irrigation, the reality remains that one must negotiate with the land, paying homage in sweat and perseverance. The story of these fields is also a narrative of innovation. Ingenious methods abound. A noteworthy fact, early adaptations of foot-pounded water wheels, or noria, helped irrigate fields, hinting at a marriage of engineering and effort within this agrarian landscape. Inventive adaptations thus kept pace with nature's whims, providing hope in seasons abundant and austere. As you continue your observations, it becomes evident how deeply tied the farmer's life is to the broader socio-political landscape. Taxes weighed heavily upon them, borrowing strength from the harvest's bounty, a calculated gamble with nature that spoke of endurance against adversity. Historically, scholars still argue over the true impact of policies on peasantry well-being, highlighting an ongoing tension between centralized demands and the edges of agrarian reality. Here, tales abound, whispered in mid-harvest by those pausing to take stock of life beyond the paddies. The rice fields also breed legends, such as the fantastical saga of a farmer who mistakenly stumbled upon a mystical talisman promising bountiful harvests. But, to his surprise, it came with an unending cycle of replanting as payment, a dual-edged blessing revealing itself in endless toil. Engage with these whispers, and you may unearth quirks here and there, a timely reminder that oddities have sown their seeds alongside reality. Hearing the farmers tell of rice paddy spirits needing appeasement through yearly rituals is akin to cultural flirtations with nature, knitting the sacred and the earthly. Despite these takes and traditions, the peasant's life is unflinchingly pragmatic, one shaped by resilience and camaraderie in the face of perpetual challenges. Community ties strengthen around shared labours, weaving bonds crucial for enduring the hardships of rural life, and elevating the harvest celebration to a shared dance of gratitude and perseverance. And yet, for all their exertion, the rewards are not merely rice, but the invaluable wisdom gained season upon season. The quiet mastery over an ancient landscape, echoing through every rice grain like fingerprints of hope embedded within its layers. In the quiet moments between planting and harvest, you contemplate the strength within these farmers, a relentless spirit hardened by endless cycles, yet softened by communal joy. As you prepare to leave this pastoral haven, understanding glimmers within each planted seed, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity threaded through the ages. Embracing the next chapter of exploration, you wander forth from these fields of stoic dedication, ready to unveil the next story twined into the complex tapestry of Imperial China. The journey ahead holds countless whispers and echoes, eagerly anticipating discovery and rendering new reflections as you move through lands both real and imagined. From the vast paddies and agricultural toil, your journey draws you into a realm of discipline and agility, where the body and mind are honed to precise perfection. The world of martial arts in Imperial China. As you step into this world, you find yourself on the grounds of an ancient dojo, where the art of combat extends beyond the battlefield and into philosophical teachings and holistic practice. Picture yourself standing in a courtyard framed by towering bamboo and stone statues of legendary warriors. The air carries the crisp clarity of morning, tinged with the earthy scent of dew-soaked grass. Around you, students practice movements with a fluidity that suggests years of dedication. The rhythmic thuds of wooden staffs and the graceful arcs of swords punctuate the otherwise serene landscape, echoing like heartbeats through time. Martial arts in Imperial China transcend mere physical combat. They embody the ethos of internal balance and philosophical teachings rooted deeply in Confucian and Taoist traditions. Here, strength is defined not solely by muscle, but by the harmony between mind and spirit. This is an environment where skill is measured in nuance, a discipline forged in tempered movements and meditative focus. You are introduced to a master, a figure whose serenity is matched only by the sharpness of their movements. Through stories translated into sweeping gestures, you learn how students are not simply trained in techniques, but the philosophies that underlie them. Each form, whether it's the powerful strikes of Shaolin or the fluid grace of Tai Chi, reflects a profound interplay of yin and yang, a concept underscoring the balance between opposing forces. Historians still debate the origins of many martial systems, shrouded in legend and often tracing lineage to mythic figures whose deeds straddle the borders of the miraculous and the historical. Whether historical figure or allegorical hero, individuals like Bodhidharma and Hua Mulan become touchstones in the intricate tapestry of martial arts lore, embodying ideals that transcend time. Amidst this rigorous training, stories of humour and humanity emerge, like the cheeky tale of a mischievous apprentice who challenged a master to catch a fly with chopsticks, only to find himself unexpectedly bested. Such anecdotes reveal that despite the gravity of their pursuit, warriors often intertwined elements of play and humility. Part of understanding the martial arts journey involves recognizing the pivotal role it plays in shaping individual character and broader societal narratives. Beneath each punch, kick, and stance is a lesson in humility, discipline, and respect, values that connect the practitioner to a lineage passed through generations as steadfast as the Great Wall itself. Venturing further into this immersive world, you witness students practicing the ancient art of Qigong, a discipline emphasizing breath control and energy flow. The focus on cultivating internal strength offers insight into the holistic approaches of martial training, a link to broader medical philosophies you encountered earlier. The martial arts realm also reveals its vibrant influence beyond traditional dojos, reflected in theatre and cultural expression, performances where swordplay merges with storytelling, animate local festivals, offering a spectacle that captivates audiences and preserves history through entertainment. A striking parallel to popular superhero narratives, with roots firmly tethered to ancient archetypes. Outside the rigorous confines of training, martial artists may gather at local teahouses, engaging in spirited debates on refined techniques and diverse philosophies. A delightful reminder of how pastimes converge across different realms of art and practice. As context and viewpoints shift, conversations become infused with both tradition and innovation. As you move among the practitioners, you come to appreciate martial arts not merely as techniques, but as a lifestyle, a harmonious blend of body, spirit, and tradition. It informs a worldview where respect is foundational and internal mastery drives external prowess. As your visit with these keepers of tradition draws to a close, you understand how martial arts punctuate the historical tapestry of China with exclamations of discipline and elegance. Departing this serene enclave, you carry the spirit of martial acumen within the strands of your continued journey. Exploring further into the fabric of Imperial China, your path meanders forward, guided by whispered stories and rhythms of time. With each step, you become more attuned to the fuller narrative, the dialogue of an empire defined by innovation, culture, and the ceaseless pursuit of harmony. What awaits next are yet more tales, woven intricately into the vast and vibrant tapestry of this historic realm. Leaving behind the disciplined forms and focused energy of the martial arts grounds, your journey takes a quieter turn as you find your way to the serene retreats of Buddhist monasteries. Here tranquility reigns, alongside the gentle chime of temple bells and the soft susurration of monastic life. But as you shall discover, the pursuit of Zen is not as simple as it seems, revealing layers of complexity beneath its calm surface. Picture yourself entering through a wooden gate, flanked by stone lanterns and framed by a canopy of trees, their leaves whispering in the gentle breeze. Ahead stretches the monastery, a cluster of humble yet graceful structures connected by winding paths and gardens designed for contemplation. The air here feels different, softened by the pervasive quietude, infused with the subtle fragrance of incense curling toward the heavens. As you wander, the sights and sounds recede into an enveloping silence, drawing you into the austere beauty and rhythmic hum of monastic life. Monks move purposefully through the cloistered grounds, their saffron robes, simple and unadorned, a testament to their vows' detachment from material possessions and dedication to mindful existence. In Imperial China, monasteries are not only sanctuaries of peace, but also centers of learning and culture. They offer refuge from the clamor of daily life, drawing seekers of wisdom, both noble and common, each in search of enlightenment, or at least a momentary respite from worldly tribulations. Through meticulous rituals and practices, monks navigate a spiritual terrain as demanding as any physical training. The Buddhist pursuit of enlightenment unfolds through meditation, a practice designed to harness awareness and cultivate a deep understanding of the self, a harmonious dance of mind and stillness. Within this hallowed space you observe novices in meditation seated in zazen, their forms statuesque and expressions serene, revealing the outward manifestation of an inward quest. Yet the monastic life harbours its quirks and challenges, a far cry from the idyllic contemplation one might imagine. Rigid schedules dictate life within these walls, with early risers beginning their day at dawn amid recitation of sutras, followed by alms rounds and work in the monastery's gardens or kitchens. Necessity often partners with the spiritual in maintaining the cadence of monastic existence. Every so often, you catch a glimpse of the lighter side of monastery life, stories that inject humor into tranquility. One such tale involves a novice distracted by the world outside who, in a bid to achieve a moment of clarity, unwittingly dozed off during meditation, only to find a wooden pestle fashioned into a pillow by amused senior monks, a gentle reminder of dedication beyond discomfort. The monasteries also serve as epicenters for scholarly debate among illustrious minds seeking enlightenment through dialogues and sutras. Historians, still enthralled by the fusion of Buddhist contemplation with Confucian ethics, engage in discussions that sometimes span their lives, mirroring today's philosophical rivalries. Among the resonances of prayer and reflection, artistic expression flourishes. Calligraphy scrolls, intricate carvings and serene paintings enshrining Dharma stories in vivid colours, highlighting how art becomes a conduit for divine exploration. The myriad loom of monks' modest lives births an impactful artistic legacy that informs the outside world. These sacred spaces also foster legends, intertwining with reality. From tales of wandering monks possessing miraculous powers and insight to stories of temples visited by dragon spirits in times of need, reinforcing the monastic image interwoven with mystery and majesty. Returning to present moment as you stroll through a blossoming courtyard, taking note of quiet novices attending garden beds, you wonder where monastic discipline blends harmoniously with humanity and nature, rewarding moments of patient nurturing with the embrace of simplicity. Bidding farewell to the monastery's comforting serenity, you leave behind the embrace of bamboo groves and tranquil waters, enriched by the layered understanding of a spiritual discipline steeped in history. As your journey continues, the whispered truths of the monastery echo alongside the chants, untangling threads from an intricate fabric of times past. More stories beckon from unknown quarters of Imperial China, threads awaiting connection within history's vast tapestry. Walking onward, tales of discovery unfold, a journey blessed by insight, discovery, and evolutionary understanding, a journey shared with travelers who have come before and will come after, exploring footsteps across time. As the tranquility of the monastery fades into the distance, your journey leads you to a realm of explosive wonder and spectacle, the world of fireworks in Imperial China. Here, pyrotechnics cast their fiery blooms across the night sky, mesmerizing with color and sound, a dance of light that celebrates ingenuity and the thrill of creation. Picture stepping into a bustling town square on the eve of a grand festival. The air buzzes with anticipation, the crowd's excitement palpable as they gather beneath the expansive sky. Vendors line the streets, their carts laden with treats and trinkets, lanterns bobbing gently overhead, casting warm glows upon eager faces. It's an atmosphere thick with festivity, the harmonious hum of a community coming together in eager anticipation. Suddenly, the night sky bursts into life with a cacophony of sound as the first rocket launches, ascending towards the heavens with an audacious hiss. It explodes into a glorious chrysanthemum of color, a dazzling embodiment of artistry and science. This symphony of combustible beauty is much more than just entertainment. It's a testament to human ingenuity and imagination. In Imperial China, fireworks aren't merely a visual marvel. They hold cultural significance, marking celebrations, religious festivals, and victories with their vibrant presence. Developed during the Tang dynasty and refined over centuries, fireworks emerged as a symbol of prosperity and joy. Their spectacle transcends mere aesthetics, crafting stories of triumph and tradition in every burst of light. Your mind reels at the intricate craftsmanship required to transform humble ingredients into such a breathtaking display. The heart of this pyrotechnic theatre lies in the skilled hands of the firework artisans, the unsung creators who blend powders with precision, allowing creativity and chemistry to soar into the stratosphere. As you delve deeper into this captivating world, you uncover tales of alchemical discoveries, where charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter mix in perfect harmony to create gunpowder, a formula both revered and feared throughout history. Historians mused whether stories about ancient monks accidentally discovering gunpowder while seeking an elixir of immortality hold any truth. Whether serendipity or innovation, gunpowder became a catalyst that ignited advancements, not just in festivity but also in warfare and technology. Viewers often marvel at flashes of inspiration caught in these luminous displays, and storytellers weave whimsical tales around fireworks' origins. One such legend recounts how a mischievous dragon, enamored by the moon's glow, soared to the skies carrying fiery bamboo stems. Startled by a sudden sneeze, the dragon scattered them across the night, thus giving birth to celestial cascades of light. Yet, amid grand spectacles, fireworks also serve as reminders of nature's capricious power. Their unpredictable intensity mirrors the delicate balance between artistry and danger. A dance on the edge of control. You hear tales of firework mishaps, especially from overzealous revelers eager to impress, who inadvertently illuminate their surroundings in unintended blazes, noble yet foolhardy attempts at artistry. In modern hindsight, the debate still flickers about who truly innovated these pyrotechnic wonders. Was it a meditative monk, or a cunning alchemist tinkering with the cosmos? Even today's scholars, fueled by their intrigue, delve into these ancient origins with fervour, seeking clarity behind the joyous explosions ringing in festivities worldwide. As night deepens, surrounded by gasps of amazement and laughter heightened by each luminous bloom, a deeper acknowledgement settles. Fireworks, as fleeting as stardust, encapsulate the joy and wonder of shared experiences. Their ephemeral nature underscoring life's fleeting moments of wonder and joy. Having spent the evening beneath a celestial kaleidoscope of colour, you carry with you the warmth and magic of these pyrotechnic stories. The echoes of each burst jacket you with illumination as your journey through Imperial China resumes. Each step forward in this exploration unfurls histories vibrant in their retelling and revealing hidden depths, all intricately laced into the grand narrative that continues to unfold. And as your journey weaves through time and tradition, more tales await, brimming with insight, eagerly beckoning discovery. After the mesmerizing spectacle of fireworks, your journey takes you onto the storied trails of the Silk Road, a legendary trade route that stretched far beyond mere commerce to become a vital conduit of cultural exchange. This journey transports you into a world where caravans carried not only goods, but ideas and traditions across continents. Imagine yourself at the bustling gates of a caravanserai, a haven for weary travellers and merchants from diverse lands. Your senses are enveloped by the vibrant tapestry of languages, the earthy aroma of spices, and the colourful array of textiles swaying gently in the desert breeze. This place thrums with life, a crossroads where stories and wares mingle under an expansive sky. The Silk Road traverses vast, challenging landscapes, from the rugged mountain passes of the Pamirs to the endless sand dunes of the Taklamakan Desert. As you watch the caravan prepare to embark, you grasp the scope of an enterprise that required audacity and tenacity. Traders pack their precious cargo onto camels, a critical lifeline through these unforgiving terrains. Each step, a rhythmic echo of isolated footfalls, narrates the tale of a journey fueled by hope and opportunity. Throughout history, the Silk Road served not merely as a trade route, but as a medium for the exchange of ideas and cultures, a claim woven into the mosaics of empires and civilizations across Asia and beyond. The threads of silk carried with them not only their intrinsic value, but also stories, rituals, and philosophies, fostering a dialogue that transcended borders. As day turns to dusk, imagine a caravan gathered around a campfire, flames mirroring stars strewn across a velvet sky. Here travelers share tales from their homelands, voices rising and falling in music, reciting poetry that transcends language. A lyrical metaphor for the cultural symphony that the Silk Road embodies. As you delve into these rich interactions, you hear of the legendary meeting between cultures, Buddhist monks sharing gentle wisdoms with foreign emperors, philosophers engaging in discourse over new mathematical principles. It is said Marco Polo once embarked on this very route, his travels amplifying tales to the west that bordered on the mythological. Historians still discuss his travels' authenticity, with conversations swirling around details as dense as the goods he transported. Yet woven through these grand interactions, quieter moments persist, vignettes of humanity that blend into the backdrop, like the light-hearted anecdote of a linguist who, to his chagrin, spent days bartering with painstaking care only to find himself trading incorrectly believed good luck charms, tokens deemed valuable, eliciting uproarious laughter from his peers. The Silk Road is marked not just by camaraderie but danger. Harrowing tales of bandits lurking in mountain passes, tempests of swirling sand threatening to swallow entire caravans whole, elements tempering the journey with trials that only the resilient can overcome. An air of uncertainty prevails, entangling risk with reward, a ceaseless push-pull weaving its way through history. Venturing further, the caravan finally reaches oases blooming in desertscapes, verdant jewels that punctuate the arid expanse. Within these havens, towns rise in welcome, their marketplaces offering respite and connection. Here, traders and travellers barter news and goods, reigniting the spark of curiosity-driven discovery anew. In every story shared and every item exchanged, the Silk Road's legacy endures as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless intrigue of cultural communion. As you trail the path beyond this storied avenue, your journey embraces the rhythm of footsteps long vanished, yet perpetually seeking. In this timeless dance, discovery awaits you with open arms, enriched by insights as vast as the deserts left behind. Stepping forward, you carry with you the whisper of caravan trundles and the harmony of stories, interwoven upon the Silk Road's well-trodden terrain. More narratives beckon, full of promise and woven into the brilliant tapestry that is Imperial China's unfolding legacy. Each thread eagerly anticipating untangling. Leaving the bustling vibrancy of the Silk Road behind, your journey takes you through a new sensory experience, the world of culinary curiosities and rice, where the aroma of exotic spices and the sizzle of cooking fires invite exploration into the flavors that defined Imperial China. The kitchen becomes a place of both sustenance and artistry, where each dish tells a story of culture and innovation. Picture yourself walking through a lively market, stalls brimming with a cornucopia of produce. Crimson chilies, vivid green herbs, and glossy eggplants sit alongside an array of seafood and poultry. The air is perfumed with the intoxicating fusion of ginger and garlic, a scent both enticing and invigorating, drawing you deeper into this culinary labyrinth. The centerpiece of many meals in Imperial China is rice, a grain that transcends simple nourishment to become a cultural symbol, revered for its versatility and reliability. For centuries, rice fields flourished as lifeblood to the empire, their bounty flowing into every kitchen, from modest homes to imperial courts. Here, rice takes on myriad forms, transitioning seamlessly from staple grain to delicate confections in a testament to culinary adaptability. At the heart of a bustling kitchen, you find chefs carefully tending to their dishes, each movement deliberate, like a choreographed dance. The clang of woks and ladles creates an orchestra of motion, accompanied by the crackle of hot oil and the muted rustle of chopping. Each dish is a harmonious blend of flavors, meticulously balanced between sweet and savory, spicy and mild, demonstrating the refined philosophy that cooking embodies. As you savor the vivid flavors of a steamed dumpling or a bowl of fragrant congee, you appreciate how culinary traditions in Imperial China were about more than just taste. They emphasized the harmony between the body and the environment. This focus on balance is reflected in the renowned concept of yin and yang, where certain foods cool and calm while others heat and invigorate, a concept deeply woven into the preparation of meals. Delving further into this flavorful world, you encounter tales that lend character to these culinary arts. One such story speaks of a resourceful chef who, in a moment of inspiration, transformed leftover scraps into what became a dazzling array of dim sum, a culinary innovation that spread across provinces like wildfire, turning scarcity into a celebrated abundance. Among these gustatory explorations, you stumble upon techniques and ingredients now lost to time, but preserved through legend. The notion of drunken chicken, where poultry is marinated in rice wine, offers a playful twist that suggests even in ancient times cooks revelled in experimentation, infusing whimsy into tradition. It's not all finesse and flavour. Kitchen life holds its own set of quirks. Imagine the intrigues in imperial kitchens, where chefs competed for the emperor's favour, crafting edible masterpieces to delight both palate and eye. A lesser-known anecdote details how chefs once devised edible sculptures that captivated banquet-goers, showcasing how food became a versatile medium of art and status. Amid the banquets and feasts, historians still debate how cuisine influenced diplomatic relations, with some suggesting that aromatic dishes eased peace treaties as effectively as negotiations. Culinary diplomacy, a subtle art, intermingled with power, leaving a lasting impression in annals and appetites alike. Despite the exotic leanings of the imperial table, reality underscored a dichotomy. Many families subsisted on meagre rice portions, spiced with a few vegetables or the rare piece of meat. hemmed by a disparity in a land both abundant and scarce, where peasants cooked with constraints that innovation often sweetened. With a fond farewell to the market's hustle and the kitchen's allure, you prepare to leave this gastronomic tableau, carrying forward the memory of myriad tastes and tales enwrapped in Imperial China's cultural cookbook. The rich tapestry of flavors and stories fuels your onward journey, threading past meals through history into experiences yet untasted. As you continue exploring Imperial China's expansive legacy, your senses remain on full alert for the next chapter in this immersive adventure, bringing you closer to the beating heart of a timeless empire. More layers await uncovering, each adding depth, richness, and context to the vibrant panorama of this historical narrative. Stepping away from the intoxicating aromas of Imperial China's culinary arts, your path leads into the intricate and often treacherous realm of the imperial court. Here, navigating the lively and sometimes perilous currents of court life presents a challenge of wit, grace, and survival. The court, with its glittering facade, is a theatre where power plays are as common as shared laughs, where those who master the delicate art of diplomacy thrive amid the whispers and laughter. Picture yourself entering a grand hall, its walls adorned with ornate tapestries and golden accents, where the air is thick with the perfume of incense and intrigue. This is a realm where courtiers glide like swans across a lake, each movement calculated, each word delivered with the subtle precision of a finely honed blade. The jester stands at the court's focal point, playing the role of entertainer, with a twist. While modern eyes might perceive jesters as mere buffoons, in Imperial China their function was far more nuanced. They danced between levity and shrewdness, wielding humour as both a shield and a sword. Their wit could diffuse tension with a quip or lay bare truths too risky to acknowledge directly, protected by the guise of folly. As you immerse yourself in the court's rhythmic pulse, you witness the jester's deft comedy act, a showcase of dexterous humour that elicits eruptions of laughter, yet offers commentary upon the day's events. It's an art form that demands exquisite timing and a keen understanding of the court's delicate dynamics. A misplaced joke could spell disaster, while a well-aimed jest might impress even the emperor. These jesters, amid their antics, often reveal cutting insights, holding a privileged ability to speak candidly under the guise of jest. By uncovering truths with laughter, they provide courtiers and emperors alike with glimpses of clarity amid the shimmer of polished facades. Yet, amid their antics, jesters also reveal the harshness inherent to court life. Underneath the laughter, a high-stakes game unfolds, a labyrinth of allegiances and rivalries where factions vie for the emperor's favour. Courtiers maintain an air of congeniality while wielding words as their weapons of choice, forging alliances as ephemeral as they are crucial. Stories abound of jesters who, bolstered by their value as both confidants and critics, influenced the court's internal dynamics, earning uncommon trust with their razor wit, while treading gingerly in treacherous waters. Thus they played a vital role in the delicate dance where political acumen may decide fortunes, both theirs and those they serve. And like all elements of court life, these amusing performances are tinged with an element of unpredictability. There's a delightful tale of a jester who, tasked with lightening the mood during a particularly tense meeting, launched into an impromptu parody of court affairs. His exaggerated mimicry earned gales of laughter, particularly from the emperor, who rewarded the jester's daring with a rare nod of approval. As with other segments of this ornate society, historians continue to explore how jests influenced imperial policy, pondering whether jesters wielded persuasion more deftly than ministers, a debate woven into scholarly discourse like gold thread in courtly garments. While jesters enliven the court, the space remains fraught with hidden tensions. Echoes of whispered promises and bartered power ripple beneath the surface. Here, tales of ambition and downfall unfold, marking history's pages with drama worthy of any epic. As you take leave of the bustling hall, stepping back into the embrace of sunlight, the vibrantly spun tales within the imperial court remain vivid in your mind. Court life, with its laughter and its dramas, offers a microcosm of the broader empire, a reflection of the complex interplay of human nature and power. With each step forward, you tread trails shadowed by courtly charms and courtly games. And yet, the echoes of laughter and cleverness persist, accompanying you beyond the gate. This journey through Imperial China holds more stories yet to reveal, each one adding depth and character to a civilization whose layers continue to intrigue and inspire. With anticipation you move forward, ready to uncover tales that thread through history with enduring clarity and resonance. Leaving behind the echoing laughter and subtle intrigues of the imperial court, you find yourself delving into the philosophical depths of Confucianism, a guiding force and often fraught reality woven through Imperial China's social and political fabric. In this realm of thought and doctrine, Confucian ideals serve not only as moral guideposts, but also as pillars upon which entire governance systems stand. Imagine stepping into a quiet study, its walls lined with scrolls of ancient texts and the soft rustle of bamboo in the distance. This is a place of contemplation and reflection, where philosophy finds expression through the written word and spoken discourse. Confucius, the sage whose teachings have shaped the very foundation of Chinese society, extends his influence through the scholars who walk these halls, their days consumed in deciphering his lessons. At the heart of Confucian philosophy lies a vision of society structured around harmony, respect, and duty. Each individual is a link in a familial and social chain, with roles and responsibilities that weave together to create social order. Concepts such as filial piety and the importance of rituals hold sway, grounding the complex dance between personal conduct and societal expectations. As you delve into these tenets, you recognize Confucianism's emphasis on hierarchy and duty, a framework that, while vital for unity, often morphs into a rigid structure constraining individual ambition and dissent. Society exists here in a space hemmed by expectations, where personal aspirations occasionally waver beneath the weight of prescribed roles. Yet, the application of Confucianism varies dramatically across time and dynasty. Historians still debate how Confucianism's lofty ideals fit within practical governance, as rulers alternately adopted and adapted these tenets to suit shifting political tides. Its pragmatic interpretations and elaborate rituals sometimes diverged from Confucius's more idealistic insights, introducing pockets of tension between principle and practice. Within this philosophical sphere, stories flourish, legends of scholars who challenged authority with the courage of Confucian convictions, igniting discourses that rippled throughout the centuries. Once, it's told, a young scholar outraged a local magistrate with a daring treatise that defied locally imposed scripts, and instead meticulously quoted Confucius, creating ripples that even the capital felt. Confucianism's reach extended into education, where intellectual refinement served as both societal currency and moral duty. The scholar gentry arose, mastering Confucian classics to pass imperial examinations, seekers of civil service positions that placed them simultaneously at society's heart and allegorical peripheries. Yet amid the weight of doctrine, glimpses of whimsy arise. Confucian satire persists as a gentle reminder of the absurdities entwined with blind adherence. A playful anecdote describes a Confucian monk who, predisposed to philosophical exchanges, found enlightenment during an unassuming repartee with a mischievous child, whose innocent question turned academic profundity on its head. While Confucianism illuminates the path of righteousness, it also casts long shadows where individuals grapple with principle against the pull of personal desires. Balancing these forces becomes a delicate task, a reflection of the broader balance between ancient wisdom and contemporary reality. As you meander through this philosophical terrain, the structures and strata Confucianism anchors emerge as both a blueprint for order and a stage for unique dramas unfolding through the human heart's corridors. As you unravel these threads, you see how Confucian ethics and governance coexist, propelling an empire while demanding from it a continual evaluation of motives. Moving beyond the contemplation of Confucian texts, you carry forward the awareness of these ancient lessons and the complexities they introduce. The narrative of your journey through Imperial China grows richer, layered with contrasts between ideals and human condition, piercing understanding into your explorations. The weighty wisdom of Confucius lingers like the echo of an ancestral voice. Your path leads you forward, awash with anticipation. The legacies of time welcome your footsteps amid history's unfolding stories, each promising insight and resonance yet to be uncovered, each inviting exploration and discovery anew. Having navigated the intricate pathways of Confucian ideology, your journey sweeps you into the world of Jade, a stone of profound cultural significance in Imperial China. Here, jade represents more than mere ornamentation. It is a symbol of virtue, a testament to artistry, and an embodiment of heavenly harmony. Imagine stepping into a cool, dimly lit workshop where artisans diligently carve the smooth, lustrous surfaces of jade, coaxing out its sublime beauty from within the stone's heart. The workshop is filled with the gentle tap of tools against jade, creating a meditative rhythm that fills the space with quiet purpose. Shafts of light catch the jade's surface, illuminating its translucent greens and delicate patterns, as if nature herself painted the stone. In Imperial China, jade transcended its material existence to assume metaphorical significance, often likened to the noble qualities of a gentleman. Confucius himself spoke of its virtues, praising jade for its bright purity and resonant sound, qualities that mirrored the moral fabric society aspired to weave. As you watch artisans at work, their skill becomes evident in the precision and patience required to transform raw jade into breathtaking objects of art. This is no hasty pursuit, rather it is an exercise in devotion, where artists breathe life into stone, guided by rhythms rooted in centuries of tradition. Each piece reflects the labor and love poured into it, whether it be an intricate sculpture of a dragon, a humble amulet, or awe-inspiring ceremonial regalia. Jade holds a special place in both the spiritual and material worlds. It is revered as a conduit between heaven and earth, its use spanning from sacred rites to burial goods believed to protect and honor the departed. Its importance echoed through societal ranks, binding emperors and common people through shared reverence and aspiration. Delving deeper, you encounter stories of jade treasures encapsulated in mythic narratives. A well-known legend tells of a jade by a circular jade disc with a hole in the center, emblematic of the sky discovered by a common shepherd, only to be revealed as a divine gift, bringing prosperity to those with discerning eyes, and hearts pure enough to appreciate it. Yet the history of jade isn't without its quirks. There's humor in the tale of a young scholar who, upon crafting a convoluted poem extolling jade's magnificence, found himself outdone by an ornery old artisan who simply pointed to a flawed amulet, wryly observing how, like virtue, jade must sometimes contend with imperfection. Historians still argue over the interplay between jade as art and power, a debate reflecting the intricate connections between material worth and symbolic resonance. It's a relationship as multifaceted as jade itself, where aesthetics merge with philosophy, culminating in creations as rich in meaning as they are in beauty. Furthermore, jade jewelry and statues claimed homes well beyond China's borders, becoming coveted items on the Silk Road and spreading the legacies of its significance. In this way, the artistry of jade expanded its reach, ensuring a cross-cultural continuity that echoes through time. As you bid farewell to the jade workshop, the resonance lingers, infused with an appreciation for the subtlety and grandeur jade encapsulates. Your pockets lighter by a small jade figurine, a parting gift. It carries the grace of craftsmanship as a keepsake. You leave this bastion of serenity, cradling its wisdom within the fabric of your ongoing journey. With each step forward, your exploration through Imperial China reveals deeper layers. Part historical pilgrimage, part philosophical musing, each insight adding vibrancy to the grand narrative in which you partake. The legacy of jade, that emblem of virtue and beauty, enriches this ongoing adventure, paving the way to further discoveries and timeless stories awaiting their turn to shine in the soft glow of your exploration. With the jade's luminescent beauty still shimmering in your mind, your journey now scales the formidable heights of the Great Wall, a testament to human endurance, ambition, and the lengths to which an empire will go to protect its people and define its boundaries. This colossal marvel of engineering stands as a stoic guardian stretched across an expanse of China, each stone silently narrating tales of fortitude and those who gave their lives building it. Imagine standing at the base of the Great Wall, an awe-inspiring tapestry of granite and earth weaving its course over undulating hills. The sun casts long shadows across its battlements, and you trace the line where stone meets sky, your eyes travelling toward the horizon. A testament to both human will and imagination, holding back the forces of time and nature. Constructed in segments across generations, the Great Wall was devised not to mark a straightforward barrier, but as a strategic network of fortifications. It stretches across deserts, grasslands, and mountains, each segment reflecting the ingenuity and perseverance of the workers who faced nature's relentless challenges. The sheer scale fuels the imagination, sparking visions of labourers, soldiers, and artisans whose stories echo through and beyond the wall's imposing stones. As you begin your ascent, each step carries you deeper into history, revealing the ingenuity that underscores this defensive masterpiece. Artisans and labourers toiled with basic tools, their accomplishments speaking volumes about the human capacity for determination. The wall's intricate construction harboured beacon towers, troop barracks and fortresses, establishing a network for communication and defence, a bulwark against encroaching forces. Legends abound about this monumental endeavour, of bodies buried within the wall's very foundations, a dramatic mythology that enhances the mystique surrounding its creation. While historians debate the veracity of such tales, they acknowledge the profound sacrifices made during its construction, a duality of stone evoking both protection and adversity. Amidst these legends, a lighter tale swirls around the wall's creators. One particular anecdote recounts a shift of workers deceiving their foreman by claiming they were ordered to construct a backward section, a mischief that resulted in hours spent realizing the folly, a reflection of human nature's constancies through time. The importance of the Great Wall extended far beyond its physical presence. It acted as both a symbol and instrument of imperial power, demarcating territory while reflecting the emperor's dominion and reach. As much as geography shaped landscapes, so too did the wall influence the socio-political dynamics within its embrace. Scholars still argue over the extent of the wall's effectiveness, whether it was an insurmountable barrier or simply a deterrent, shifting the strategies of those it sought to repel. Yet its legacy persists, an enduring monument to individual and communal endeavour, an embodiment of sacrifice and foresight. Breathtaking views greet you from the wall's summit. The land stretches out like an ancient tapestry, inviting contemplation amid history's shadows and whispers. Here, your perspective embraces the broader picture, the multiplicity of lives, cultures, and civilizations etched into the fabric of time, each contributing to a narrative as monumental as the wall itself. As the sun begins its descent, bathing the wall in hues of gold and scarlet, a deep sense of peace envelops you, a reflection of understanding derived from this immersive journey. Over millennia, the wall has stood resilient and unyielding, much like the spirit of those who built it. With every moment of contemplation, the wall offers its wisdom, its silent strength and enduring will weaving through you. Stepping down from its formidable heights, your journey carries with it the echoes of the Great Wall's majesty. The awe-inspiring bounty of this adventure remains, nurturing curiosity and beckoning as paths yet unexplored whisper with possibilities, awaiting your discovery. With each footfall along this ancient course, the narrative of the empire unfolds, revealing stories resplendent in history and heritage. As your exploration ventures forward, the warmth of understanding accompanies you, a steadfast companion as more tales await unveiling, for still more remains in the grand tapestry that is Imperial China. As you prepare to embark on the next chapter, take a deep breath in, allowing the essence of this land's storied past to ripple through your consciousness. Let these memories, like the vista from the wall, stretch across your mind, inviting reflection and repose. And as dusk settles into night, allow your awareness to soften, melding with the rhythms of time's broader canvas, painted in shades of yesterday. End of script. Sweet dreams. Emerging from the ancient ridges of the Great Wall, your journey transports you into a period marked by turbulence and intrigue, the reign of Emperor Tianqi, a time both eccentric and emblematic of the challenges faced by the late Ming dynasty. This era, infused with personal and political upheaval, draws you into a court fraught with unconventional leadership and power dynamics that swayed like reeds in the wind. Envision entering the opulent halls of the Forbidden City during the Tianqi Emperor's reign, where magnificence cannot fully mask underlying unrest. The air hums with the tensions of a court where the emperor, a figure of both intrigue and detachment, governs not with an iron will, but seemingly with whims more concerned with carpentry than affairs of state. Imagine the perplexity of officials as they navigate the corridors of power, contending with the emperor's fascination with woodwork, a passion that often eclipses his imperial responsibilities. Emperor Tianqi, known for his remarkable skill with chisel and plane, preferred crafting intricately carved wooden curiosities to engaging in the intricate dance of governance. While his carpentry skills might impress artisans, they leave the empire's leadership adrift amid stormy seas. Amidst this void of imperial leadership rises the formidable figure of Wei Zhongxian, a palace eunuch whose influence over the emperor eclipses that of traditional ministers. The court, already a stew of ambition and rivalry, simmers as Wei consolidates power, his ambitious maneuvers shaping the destiny of the realm. Historians still argue whether Wei's hold over the court was cunning manipulation or a filling of the vacuum left by the emperor's retreat into hobbyism. As you move through the palace, you hear whispers of palace intrigue, tales spun with equal parts truth and embellishment. Stories among the courtiers speak of Wei's ruthless pursuits and the sufferings of undutiful ministers who dared oppose him, exiling foes and rewarding those who flattered him with unswerving loyalty. Yet even within these formidable walls, humour finds a way to thrive. A jester's realm where observation becomes anecdote. An impish tale persists of a hapless senator who, in jest, presented the emperor with a wooden sceptre hand-carved by his majesty himself, its every imperfection a mark of exhausted patience. Meanwhile, beyond the confines of the court, the dynasty faces broader calamities. Natural disasters, fiscal strain, and the encroaching threat of Manchu forces under Nurhaci. These external pressures mirror the internal instability, setting a stage where survival demands both innovation and resolve, qualities sought but rarely reflected within imperial ranks at this threshold of decline. The tumultuous energies clinging to Tianqi's reign reveal the empire's fragilities and the relentless cycles of power and reformation. Every misstep and triumph punctuates the shifting tableau, where governance cadences align with tempestuous realities, blending fact and fiction. Yet amid this tumult, subtle acts of reform flicker into being. Craftspeople still work diligently within courtyards, spurts of innovation reminiscent of the emperor's carpentry, attempts punctuating epochs of stagnation. Art and craftsmanship slip through confines. Poetry finds its voice amongst the echoes, ensuring that creativity endures even as leadership falters. As you step into the open air, casting a backward glance upon a court held in suspense between woodworking and warfare, you recognize a time of shadows over jade tiles and echoes through gilded halls, a reign vibrant in its extravagance and chaos. Moving forward into the night, the scenes and stories of Tianqi's era linger, casting new light across your journey. More paths beckon, winding invitations leading inward to stories yet unexplored. Whispers of an empire seeking balance amid chaos. Its myriad narratives a tapestry woven deeply with human ambition and folly. With each step, these tales unfurl new mysteries, history's breath swelling and receding around you as you cross thresholds laid forth through imagination and memory, drawing you onward to deeper revelations and broader understandings within the ever-unfolding epic of Imperial China. With the echoes of Emperor Tianqi's reign still lingering in your ears, your journey carries you further back through the annals of time to the reign of Emperor Wu of Han, a monarch defined by ambition, expansion, and the indelible mark he left upon the Han dynasty. Under his rule, the empire flourished in ways both grand and contentious, setting the stage for an era rich with both triumph and challenge. Imagine yourself within the halls of Emperor Wu's court, a place of vibrant discourse and visionary planning, where the air dances with the optimism and fervour of a sovereign eager to extend the reach of his empire. The emperor, a figure exuding energy and might, stands as a shrewd strategist whose dreams extend far beyond the borders laid down by his predecessors. Emperor Wu's ambitions were boundless, and his reign was characterized by an aggressive expansionist policy, marching the Han armies to the very edges of known civilization. These military campaigns paved the way for new territories and cemented the empire's legacy across vast tracts of Asia. The Silk Road was fortified and extended, enabling the flow of trade goods, ideas, and cultures, an interconnection that would shape the world for centuries. Yet Emperor Wu's reign was not defined solely by conquest. Cultural and intellectual pursuits thrived under his auspices. The emperor positioned Confucianism as the state philosophy, guiding not just governance but the ethos of his dynasty. However, historians still debate whether prioritizing Confucian principles was a strategy of genuine adherence to its ideals or a political maneuver to consolidate centralized control, a discussion sparked by the evolving applications of Confucian thought. Within the court, officials and scholars busied themselves in earnest debates, the very air energized by the friction of fresh ideas. Emperor Wu encouraged this intellectual renaissance, recognizing the power of the pen alongside the sword, a vision that fostered creativity across disciplines, from astronomy to architecture. Amid this tapestry of greatness and gallantry, unusual stories weave their way into history. There's a whimsical tale of a court architect who, inspired by tales of Emperor Wu's urgency for expansion, constructed an elaborate miniature city from the emperor's discarded scrolls, presenting it as an instant empire. The layers of humour laced with the project reflected a deeper appreciation for the light-heartedness sometimes found amid intense ambitions. Yet the grandeur of Emperor Wu's reign also fostered Shadow's military campaigns, exacted a heavy toll on the treasury, and his expansive reach often stretched resources thin. The tools that built his empire, the wall, the roads, and the armies, became both symbols of strength and reminders of the costs entailed in sustaining such vast enterprises. Here lay the dualities inherent in his legacy: visionary yet taxing, unifying while straining. Experiencing these contours from the periphery of Emperor Wu's influence, you sense the gravitational pull of ambition versus reality. And as you gaze beyond the imperial court's confines, the whispers of life challenges breeding innovation captivate your mind. The jade carvings that adorned the court, the poetry blooming within its walls, each spoke of lives enriched through resilience and adaptation. Moving beyond the stately corridors and polished halls, you realize how expansion reshaped the empire's soul, living on through both exaltations and excesses, driven by Emperor Wu's extraordinary ambitions. The tales of his time echo through history, with an enduring resonance, painting a portrait both singular and shared across the eons. With keen insight gained from this journey through Emperor Wu's dynamic reign, you step forward, carrying the wisdom and stories of this illustrious era imprinted upon your heart. Many more layers await discovery along your path through the mesmerizing history of Imperial China, an ever-unfolding epic of life, culture, and transformation. More paths unfurl before you, each inviting whispers of revelation and anticipation as the saga of the empire embraces your presence, winding toward further destinations that promise to expose the marrow of a thriving, complex civilization. Each step taken draws you deeper, an odyssey through time itself, resonating with the echo of human endeavor, perception, and legacy. With the vivacious energy of Emperor Wu's ambitious reign gently receding behind you, your journey proceeds through the intricate corridors of craftsmanship and innovation, where the hum of artisan workshops fills the air with the sounds of creativity and skill. This world, a labyrinth of tradition and invention, reflects the duality of artisans bound by conventions yet driven to push the boundaries of their craft. Picture yourself entering a bustling workshop quarter, where the clamour of hammers, the hum of saws, and the whispered swish of a brush against canvas, clay, or silk meld into a harmonious symphony. Artisans, masters of their trade, bend wood, mould, metal, and weave silk to bring forth creations that blend utilitarian purpose with artistic aspiration. Here, the art of artisans serves as more than just the creation of functional objects. It is an expression of culture, identity, and innovation, an extended conversation between materials and the hands that shape them. Porcelain, lacquerware, textiles, and metalwork are all graced with forms that echo the empire's profundity while reflecting the idiosyncrasies of each artisan's vision. Central to this world is porcelain, whose ethereal beauty and delicate craftsmanship have earned it esteem and admiration. Known as white gold, porcelain vases and dishes captivate with their elegance, sometimes adorned with intricate blue patterns stemming from cobalt oxide, a material trade that echoes the global influences sustained along the Silk Road. Yet it is in silk, the empire's shimmering treasure, that artisans find their muse. In the weaving chambers, the air is alive with the rhythmic clatter of looms as silk threads dyed in rich reds, serene blues, and vibrant yellows interlace to form intricate tapestries and garments. Each piece is a testament to technique, its patterns weaving stories of both mundane life and imperial grandeur. As you immerse yourself in the realm of craftsmanship, you encounter tales highlighting the artisan's journey of skill and curiosity. One light-hearted story speaks of a potter who, in a moment of inspiration or perhaps mischief, crafted a set of bowls with bottoms that subtly altered the way they balanced, unintentionally turning every meal into a balancing act and lending fresh insight into technique's marriage with function. Between strokes of genius and the mechanics of tradition, creativity sparks innovation in unexpected places. Historians still debate how much of artisanship was driven by royal decree versus communal necessity, pondering whether the empire's influence led artisans to adapt, subvert, or celebrate its expectations, forever seeding the fields of creativity. Where daily life thrived alongside imperial appetites, skilled metalworkers forged bronze and iron into weapons of elegance and precision, and those of a more peaceful bent crafted delicate adornments and tools, enabling imperial visionaries to expand their dominion under watchful celestial guidance. In these workshops, creative energies pulse within every corner. Artisans share space with inventors bent on finding new solutions to millennia-old intrigues. Evolving from these makeshift labs, bellows pump life into furnaces, consuming ideas as readily as raw materials. Inventions like the kite reveal themselves as embryonic exploration, eventually coalesced into broader understanding, bridging tradition and innovation with equal care. Yet for all the complexity, human connection speaks here, pulsing through the rhythm of daily labor. Communities are as tightly knit as the warp and weft, passing know-how and lore down generations, each innovation and imperfection echoing across time and space. Artists and inventors alike build upon legacies, crafting not only objects but stories, a timeless testament to the resilient and adaptive spirit woven into all. As you step away from the studio's warm embrace, your understanding deepens with insights into a world that thrives through the endurance and ingenuity of artisans. Like each stroke of the brush, chisel, or hammer, your journey becomes richer with every step, weaving you deeper into the expansive fabric of Imperial China's narrative. The era's legacy stretches beyond accomplishment, a cascade of stories and skills preserving identity across both epochs and lands. As time unwinds, your odyssey amplifies exploration beyond innovations and icons, toward nuanced narratives that journey alongside the caravan of history. An empire's vast anatomy welcomes further exploration as paths unfold, beckoning to be traversed anew. Emerging from the vibrant artistry of the workshops, where skills and imaginations intertwine, your path now ventures into the ethereal realms of astronomical pursuits, a domain where the mysteries of the stars beckon and celestial wonders guide the course of imperial intentions. Here the ancient skies become canvas and compass, aligning cosmic order with earthly endeavors. Picture yourself stepping into the courtyard of an observatory where towering astrological instruments cast long shadows beneath the sun's steady gaze. These majestic apparatuses of bronze and wood, modelled with precision, loom overhead armillary spheres, celestial globes and sundials, all poised to unlock the mysteries of the skies. The soft murmur of scholarly debate drifts through the air as astronomers engage in meticulous observations, recording the sun's path, the phases of the moon, and the dance of stars across the heavens. In Imperial China, astronomy is both a noble science and a sacred duty, a blend of observation and divination, offering celestial insights that inform both governance and daily life. Astronomers, entrusted with the Empire's cosmic clockwork, wield their acumen to predict celestial events, ensuring that both harvests and festivals align with heavenly rhythms, anchoring earthly affairs to the celestial script. As you delve into this world, you encounter histories of innovation, ingenious water clocks, star maps etched on silk, and celestial calendars finely tuned to the cycles of time. This celestial knowledge serves as both a tool for agricultural planning and a means of divine sanction for the emperor's rule, aligning the heavens with the ideologies sustaining imperial authority. Stories of ancient astrologers intrigue, such as that of Zhang Heng, whose seismoscope, a masterful creation adorned with dragons and toads, forecasted earthquakes with astonishing precision, a testament to both creativity and the power of observation. As celestial patterns reveal themselves, historians still debate whether ancient astronomers leaned more heavily on empirical measurement or celestial myth, an intersection of curiosity transcending epochal boundaries. Amidst the solemnity, stars lose neither their allure nor humour. A favoured anecdote tells of an empress who, fascinated by the stars' twinkle, requested a golden astrolabe for her chamber. Her astronomers contrived a grand affair, only to discover once delivered that the contraption merely locked away dust, just as the sky remained unmarred by palace ambition. Beyond tools and tales, the celestial realm also inspires philosophies reaching beyond empirical horizons. Intricate myths interweave with cosmic truths, presenting the universe as an elemental interplay of forces, yin and yang, crafted upon the celestial canvas. These narratives, more than allegory, suggest a poetic appreciation for the tensions threading life's interconnected web. The celestial sciences extend into everyday lives as constellations reveal themselves, imbued with myth and meaning, bears and dragons dancing across the inky night. These astral patterns, viewed through the lens of cosmological insights, are embedded within navigation, guiding travelers across the vast imperial landscape and connecting distant cultures through shared stars. As dusk transforms the sky, astronomers scale stairways to heaven, fixating their gaze upon patterns unfurling amidst the night. The observatory becomes a bridge between earth and ethereal realms, where human curiosity seeks answers in the cosmic dance wrought by untouched brushstrokes of starlight. With each moment spent under the broad expanse of astral observation, your appreciation deepens, a reflection of humanity's insatiable quest for knowledge, etched among celestial spheres. The intertwining whispers of the cosmos and history accompany you as you descend from the observatory and continue your journey. The narrative's edges unfurl with each passing stride, illuminating connections amid creation and perception drawn across time and space. Your exploration through the vastness of Imperial China crescendos ever onward, beckoned by narratives yet to be discovered, each one tracing threads that connect humanity's dreams to celestial destiny. The stars continue their eternal voyage, and so do you, wandering through stories of infinite facets and immeasurable complexity. As you navigate both history and night interwoven, dancing eternally in each other's orbits, awaiting the next whispered revelation. As the whispers of celestial wonders fade from the observatory, your journey through Imperial China reaches a reflective crescendo in the echo of ancient bells. A sound resonant with history, meditation, and the meditative flow of time itself. These bells, found in Buddhist temples, carry a timeless harmony that transcends eras, gently inviting introspection and a serene sense of closure. Imagine yourself standing in a tranquil garden at a temple's edge, the landscape awash with soft hues of dawn as the first light brushes past whispering bamboo leaves. The sound of an ancient bell rings out, its deep, resonant tone unfurling like ripples across a still pond. Each chime is a call to the soul, a reminder of life's continuum, inviting both reflection and peace. In this temple garden, the rhythm of the bells demarcates time not in hours, but in moments of Monks move quietly, their presence a testament to the disciplined tranquility that permeates this sacred space. Here, every chime of the bell is an invocation, a symbol of wisdom imparted, struggles tempered, and paths intertwined within the great weave of experience. The resonance of these bells has long been a companion to monastic life, each note caressing the bounds of earthly concerns, lulled by the promises of a higher understanding. This acoustic tapestry serves as a sonic map, leading one through the landscape of the mind, each tone a marker along the journey to inner clarity. Listening to these bells, you become aware of the harmonious balance between sound and silence, the space where contemplation breeds understanding, where reflection leads to subtle revelations. Much like the stories you have encountered across Imperial China, the chime of each bell carries both simplicity and profound depth, a duality mirrored in the interplay of note and echo. This moment becomes a bridge, linking the threads of your journey into a coherent whole, a tapestry of expansive beauty, cultural discovery, and vivid narratives woven together by the cadence of memory. The bells call to mind the ages past, suffusing each tale you encountered with a timeless grace. Historians, too, debate the origins of temple bells and their evolving role within the sacred space. Were they intended to signify devotion alone, or did they echo a deeper ritual harmonization, blending sensory experiences with spiritual aspirations? This ongoing contemplation echoes the inner philosophical dialogue sparked by the bells. As this resonance wraps around you, an appreciation grows, not just for what you have observed, but how these stories, much like the bells, oscillate through time, bridging eras and realms of thought, uniting past and present in a single harmonious moment. Each chime, a reminder of life's cyclical nature, invites you to embrace the journey's end as a gentle slope leading into further understanding. Standing in this garden, the world around you gleams with the glow of the morning sun, illuminating the subtle echoes of your travels. The bells' symphony fades gradually back into the world, taking with them the layered stories, the moments of clarity, and the questions still lingering like hallowed footnotes awaiting discovery. As you prepare to leave this sacred space, the narrative arc completed yet echoing with potential for further exploration, your heart carries forward the wisdom and wonder imparted on this journey. Each bell, each story, each step contributes to an understanding broader than the path alone could delineate. With every ring of the ancient bell, the tether between you and Imperial China weaves another pattern, wrapping you in the sheer beauty of this sustained voyage. A voyager's lull upon the sea of time, ensuring that your steps, whether in history or dreams, remain tethered by the harmonious joy of discovery. Greater than greater than greater than greater. End of script. Sweet dreams.